Oh, yeah, we're live. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to my streamcast. How's the sound? How's it going, everyone? All right, we are here for a really great episode, and I'm super excited to have this conversation. I have someone that I met at Podfest, another person, and they really were just inspiring, and I was excited to meet with them. So here we are having an episode just for them to highlight autism and their podcast and their business and all the things that they do. So I'm excited to have our guest, Sam Mitchell, tonight. Let's me go ahead and give all the other little stuff I usually say, my trigger warning. I want to make sure that everyone understands that sometimes these discussions can be difficult and mature in nature, but it's important to share. These are experiences and someone can benefit from them. I should add probably that I'm not a doctor. I'm not an attorney. So please, if you need a doctor or an attorney in some way, please contact the appropriate persons. But I am not a doctor. So these are just our experiences that we share. But I'm excited to be here. I'm your host and visual descriptor. I'm a female Latina brunette with silver streaks, olive skin, brown eyes, and I'm wearing blue today, blue shirt. Positive affirmations, I think, will be changing. I'm not sure. I'm on the fence about the visuals, and that's something we can probably chit-chat at some point. But I'm excited to be here. Welcome. If you're new, please subscribe. Twitch, what's up? I love everyone that supports me on Twitch, as I'm an affiliate. Hello, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. And as always, if you're interested and if you need any live streaming or production or video needs, please reach out, or you can reach out to my website at silverfoxtalks.com. And you can book me there. And there's a calendar link, super easy. I want to thank Restream for powering this live stream tonight. And really encourage everyone that wants to live stream and is excited to or is curious about it, contact me, but also consider using Restream because they're a great product. Also, I'm going to add a few more affiliates because I have a list and I should probably usually get more comfortable with saying. But to Canva, I love my Canva. I always use them when I'm making and creating. Rev, that provides captioning services, and I have a few more that I have coming out, and I'm so excited to get their affiliates. So I got an email today, and I was super excited about a new affiliate. So next, sponsorships, please. If you are interested, opportunities, packages for sponsorships are available, and those are also on my website at silverfoxtalks.com. So I really appreciate any support in that. And I'm here, again, to provide advocacy services to these individuals in these conversations that we talk about mental health and mayhem and disability and trauma. But we get through it and, we are here and we're here to share our stories. So I'm excited. Very, very excited. We are in season 4 and welcome. All right. I think we've made it through all that normal stuff and we're going to get into bringing out our guests, and we're going to go ahead and have a good old conversation and see how it goes. And, we'll see. We got lots of things. I've got my notes. I've got some questions. We had really a good old conversation getting ready for the stream and prepping. And I can't wait to hear from him and his podcast and his 501c3. So let me go ahead and get my intro ready because I'm really excited to have this guest today. Sam Mitchell is from Autism Rocks and Rolls podcast and 501c3 corporation. He is a podcaster, a motivational speaker, an entrepreneur. He's an autism advocate, and he's a TedX Youth Bloomington speaker, which I thought was great. And I got an opportunity to listen to it earlier today. And I got to, really show some appreciation to him on it. And we'll talk about it. Sam's mission is to destigmatize autism and show that those with autism like himself are successful. He demonstrates that he is not broken and he does not need to be fixed. Sam has lots of fun along the way and really loves to entertain his audience. So now we're going to go ahead and have Sam.
Hello. Good. Thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on and sharing with me today.
Of
How
course.
are you?
Not a problem. I'm fine, fine. Had a good day. I told as we previously talked about, I had a guest on today for a show, and I may go to an event, so not too shabby for a day.
Yeah. I got to hear some of your podcast as well today. And I know you have your Facebook page. So I got to, listen in. It's on Podbean.
Yep, it is on Podbean, and that's where the main part is. But I'm on a
Yeah.
lot of other platforms like YouTube and
Yeah.
Pandora, and my website's autismrocksandrolls.com. So you want to see what I do, like more after this, you're more than happy to check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that. That's okay. Autism rocks and rolls.
.com.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Just want to make sure that it's there and available for everyone to see. AutismRocksandRolls.com. And it's also a 501c3, which is a nonprofit.
Yes, it is. I didn't expect it to grow into a nonprofit, but here we are today, and it's a nonprofit.
That's great. All right. Well, we have some folks in the chat. So let's say hi to whoever's in the chat that is here to hear from you and your story and just know more about autism and rocking and rolling as, as the title was. I got the curse. Okay. What's up going? Okay. Sounds great. Thank you, Mackenzie, for verifying that my audio sounds good. I'm so glad. What's going on? Salty, how are you? I see that you're here in the chat. I'm trying to figure out what I should pull up. Just want to say hi. Best of luck. Thank you. I know. Just appreciate the hello and stopping by and saying hi to everyone. And you are on Twitch. So thank you again for being on Twitch. Best mod ever. Thank you for being on Twitch and taking care of that. Sponsor this awesomeness. That's right. I know. We are trying to get you, Sam. You've got some great sponsors. I know in your area. I've seen on your website and on your podcast. Yeah, definitely. Let's go. Let's hear the sponsorship.
So we have Wellspring Paint Solutions in Bloomington, Indiana. That's probably our big one. We have Owensburg Auto in Owensburg, Indiana. We have Blue White Chocolate Shop in Bloomington, Indiana. We also have Farm Bureau in Bedford, Indiana. We also have Rudra Recommends out of Ohio. I think Cincinnati, and JDS Creative Academy in Temecula, California.
That is fantastic. And many more. I just need one. Can I get one? That's good. You are doing so good in your entrepreneurship, and you're young. So let's talk about a little bit, because you are a young person and you're really kicking off your life, and you've done a lot so far with having already your 501c3 established that, like you said, just grew. And so, and you've been speaking.
Yes, I have been speaking. I've spoken in Podfest. That's where we met. I've spoken in Canada and Oklahoma, and probably got some virtual ones coming up. I got a virtual summit next Friday, actually. So yay on that. And then hopefully in January, we're planning to travel to Pompano, Florida.
I'm in Florida. So how about that? I'm not in South Florida. I think Pompano's in South Florida, but
I think you're right.
Yeah, I'm in Central Florida, but I'm here in this warm state, hot state. So hopefully you're safe. I do want to talk about the weather, because the weather's been brutal across the nation. There's been some, here in the U.S., fires in California, and then torrential downpours in Las Vegas, and flooding in Kentucky. And it's just been so sad. So hopefully you and your family are safe where you're at.
Yeah, it's warm, sunny, and hot. Excuse me a minute.
Okay. Let's see. All right. And Rosemary, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with us and hanging out the conversation. Kenny D, what's going on? Listen, I try to say it, but I can't, and I know you're good at that. Sharing your delectable, scrumptious, tasty, good, heartfelt thoughts today. We're here for Sam. We are here for Sam and his platform, what he's doing with his podcast. So, how long have you had your podcast?
Well, first of all, I just saw in the chat. Thank you, Kenny. I really appreciate that. I appreciate the compliment. I think there's a side of me that's that. But if you want on the other side, come and see me around. But I'd also say that there is that crap, I lost my thought. What was the question?
Oh no, we're just saying hi to you and Scrumptious Daisy Good Heartfelt said hi to Rosemary that was here with us. It's okay. Remember, we were talking about the roller coaster. It's gonna come back, so no worries. We have Anthony that's here. Hello, Mr. Anthony. Thank you for catching our show. I appreciate it. Wondering your thoughts on a simple but challenging and competitive activity. This is a question for you, Sam.
Okay.
Speed stacking or competitive cup stack or simply cup stacking. What do you think of that for a competitive autistic child? What do you think of that? Great question, Anthony.
I can't. Well, I mean, I don't know what the heck that is. First of all, I know what it is now.
Yeah, take the cups and you stack them real quick. Yeah, that's cool.
I'm like, whatever. I've seen people successful with that. If that makes them successful, then so be it. But if they use it the appropriate way, which in my eyes means they can't be, I don't want to say obsessed because we don't view it, but they can't be fixated on that. I had to learn that a lot through my childhood. I was fixated with professional wrestling, and that was the only thing I would talk about, my friend. But that's all I didn't want to talk about. I didn't want to talk about finances. Didn't want to talk about breakfast. All I wanted to talk about was professional wrestling. And it took a long time to learn that, well, we got to shed topics. But I got there, and I do talk about more things nowadays that's not involving professional wrestling.
Okay. I have a question for you in your professional wrestling. Thank you, Anthony. I think that's a really cool idea for cup stacking. I mean, why not if they're into it? That's really cool. So thank you for your question and thanks for checking us out. Yeah, I want to know more about that, Sam. Sam appears to be suave, sophisticated, stellar, distinguished gentleman.
Well, that's what I thanked earlier.
See? So I knew it would come back. See? No
yeah,
worries.
But what's suave?
Suave, like smooth, like finesse.
Okay. I don't think I'm the nicest looking person, but I appreciate it.
Well, Kenny's very polite, and so he's suave and sophisticated. Kenny's just being sweet, as always.
I know. So I can tell he's a pretty good person.
Okay, so I guess we're going to talk about wrestling because I know that you mentioned it in your TEDx speak about your wrestling commentary that you wanted to do and that you got invited, or was that on the podcast? I'm sorry.
I could talk about that. So I'm going to answer your Saturday night question.
That was one of your dreams.
That was one of my dreams. That did get to happen. And to answer your Saturday night's question, it's both. Like Ultimate Warrior, The Rock, Stone Cold, Steve Austin, Braun, Drew McIntyre. You name them, I like them. But yes, I did get to live out my dream on last month, I think. And I got to commentate for a local wrestling show. And it was probably one of my big dreams. Initially, it was commentate for WWE, but learning that I probably wouldn't be able to get there, and I had through this experience, I accepted a local wrestling show. Just commentate a wrestling show, have the privilege of doing that, and I am so happy that it came true, man. I'm in staring at those headsets and the table since I was 6 years old. Now doing it yourself, you feel very much happier.
That's great. What a cool experience, right? Again, you're able to be out there and do that and have that opportunity and have so much fun at it. So I knew I had that in my notes and I definitely wanted to talk about the wrestling. So I'm glad you brought it up. I tried to do my research. Be a good host, as they say. Okay. Josiah, what's going on? Josiah was a guest. And he says, "What's up, Sam? Long time no see." Do you remember Josiah? He was part of the self-publishing school for books. So
yep.
A lot of people at PodFest. I hope you remember Josiah.
I did, man. I'm trying to remember that. Was it the one with the black hair or not much hair? Because I remember it was one of those two.
Self-described, my friend. Self-described there, Josiah. Okay. Yeah, okay, so we know it's PodFest, but you're going to have to give a little bit more clues just to make that connection. That would help out.
Yeah, did you have the...
Anthony. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Is it the one with the short... The one with all the red books? Oh, yep, I remember him now. Yep. Okay, good to see you again, brother.
Do I have my book? I don't know if I have the book. The
I know which one
self-publishing
you're
book.
talking about.
Yeah, he was a guest on my show. I had still thinking about that episode and self-publishing. And by the way, I got an email, and I know that the self-publishing conference thing is coming in August, the 11th. I do not want to give out the wrong information. This I did not prepare for, but shout out to you, my friend, because I know that event's coming, and that's an important event in August. I have it here in my calendar that's normally on the wall, but it's not tonight. So we're gonna all LOL together at this. Okay, the one with all the red books. So yeah, okay. Thank you. I'm really excited about this. Let me just say, it's still been like way back here, but it's still like loud. So the author conference, yeah.
The bell's ringing loud for you.
Are you writing a book, Sam?
Well, kinda, and not really. I haven't written a book yet, but my mother and I are working on a children's book called Journey. It's about this young lady who is on the spectrum, but she's obsessed, quote unquote, with nature and trees. But now it's about her childhood. But now she has moved on, is still working in her area, but she is now a park ranger, showing the trees, the birds, and everything.
I love that. I love that. That is such a great idea and a perfect book. I love nature, and so I can see how someone that as a child is really into that and really like wants to learn everything there is, how they would make an excellent park ranger and really find passion in that career. So write that book. And from children's author to children's author, Josiah knows. There you go.
And again, I remember it still. I still remember the book that he gave me. I don't know where I did with it. I need to find it still, but
yeah,
I remember that. And yep, I remember talking to Kayla too.
Yeah, fellow Toasty. I want to talk to her. I don't want her to forget me. So I'm glad that Kayla was around. But I think the comment that she remembers talking with you is to you, Sam, not to me. But Josiah, feel free to clarify because I would like to know if she remembers me.
It said, "Let's go, Sam." So that's why initially I thought,
yeah, it's for you. Right. No, this is for you. I'm just hoping Kayla remembers me as a fellow Toastmaster. Have you heard of Toastmasters?
Yeah, I've heard Toastmasters. We talked to someone about that. Unfortunately, it's way out of our budget to get in, honestly.
What? No. It's a nonprofit. It's an organization. It's a community organization. It's a nonprofit. It's you do have a membership fee that's
really out of our budget.
Yeah, I understand.
I mean, granted, we want to. We thought of that before, believe me, but
well, I was just wondering about Toastmasters, but it's a public speaking, communications, leadership organization that helps you practice skills to help with public speaking. And you're a speaker. So where did you learn speaking from? Like, where did you learn to overcome that fear or really get out there and tell your story?
Okay, we can go to that. Well, I never been nervous up until freshman year when people started judging people. But then after that change in sophomore year, I probably talked about before in other podcasts. Go listen to other podcasts you want to know about. But I started not caring what others think. And basically, after that, I was able to kind of speak and share my story through certain mock speeches. I've been learning out through a book and basically just share what needs to be said. Basically share my story. If you don't like the speech, you can leave. That's honestly my take when it comes to the speeches. I know it sounds kind of harsh, but it's what I had to get to.
Straightforward. No, and that's okay. That's all right. I mean, appreciate that. Kenny says, write that book. Sam, you write that book, okay? You get those thoughts out.
I see that.
Put that together.
We're definitely on the mend. We just gotta get the illustrations, and it's a work in progress. We're definitely doing her.
Good. What kind of illustrations do you envision?
Well, like I said, it's a more mother's idea. I just helped out with like the kinks and stuff, and kind of helped her out, gave her the ideas. But like my grandfather is more of the illustrator. He draws pictures. He's an artist, so he's definitely going to be our helping hand when it comes to
Sounds like a
Put,
great family.
put
You have so much
the
support.
words into pictures.
Yeah. And so tell me about your grandpa. Did you there's a baby picture in your, because you did a virtual TEDx presentation,
Right,
correct?
because of the COVID-19 pandemic, unfortunately.
Right. It had shut down all the in-person events. So you were one that got to participate virtually. So you had to make a video. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Basically, we had to do it because of COVID, and it was definitely different, but we made it work, and it happened. And to know if anyone wants to know how I got into the TED Talk, I think a couple people nominated me that weren't involving with my family, so that was pretty awesome,
Here.
and it was just a great experience to
I'm going to
have.
share. Yeah, I'm going to share the link. Because it's like 9 minutes long. And it just says so much information. Let's see. Oh, I should have put the name. TedX Bloomington. Oh, edit. Hold on. Now, can you share a little bit about the topic?
Yeah, sure. I can go to that. So my topic is called soul structure, and it's about why people on the spectrum need structure. And structure has helped me throughout my lifetime because my friend, it would have been a really hard life without it if I didn't have it. Because in my brain, I wanted to know what to expect and have a certain plan in ahead. Now, obviously, it can get boring. I knew that, but I rather prefer boring than too much wild adventure. And nowadays, I'm a lot more like whatever. But unless it comes to something I still have structure. But as I said, I'm pretty laid back with whatever.
Yeah, structure is something you definitely referred to, and anger. I think anger was the other main point you really talked about, which you also just had a podcast episode on anger not that long ago.
Correct.
That was really heartfelt.
It was. I was being truthful. I mean, I shared stories on there I didn't want to go through. I didn't want to admit the fact that I got angry at times and I used to kick walls down and punch walls down or punch people. I didn't want to admit that, but it needed to be said.
Yeah, I mean, you've shared your experiences and what it's like from your perspective, and I really commend you for being open about that. And so I went ahead and I shared the YouTube video for your TEDx, and then I tried to share your Podbean episode. Oh, your Podbean.
You just gotta go to
Trickles.
Yeah.
Trickles. I have Trickles here somewhere. I don't know why it's.
I was trying to think of a nickname, and honestly, I just wanted to say something really crazy, but I couldn't think of something really funny, so I just thought of the name all of a sudden, Trickles, because someone on wrestling was saying fickle, fickle, fickle. So I thought, let's do trickles, 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 see what happens.
All right, there we go. All right, we got this. Trickles.podbean.com. Now, I was interviewed by Podbean, got to talk about accessibility and inclusion for individuals, really when we're creating our content or talking, to just pay attention to our language, right? Pay attention to how we're explain things or share things or our perspectives, and to just be a little bit more compassionate of other people. So I love the Trickles, and I love how you connected that to wrestling and how that came to be. But
Thank
there
you.
it is. Yeah, super cool. Okay, Ken 80 has a good comment. Sam, you are everything except boring. No, Sam is not boring.
I don't plan to be.
No.
I'll admit I have a dry personality and dry sense of humor, but I think it's a fun type of dryness.
Yeah, absolutely. Tickles. I don't think he's not Tickles. No, we didn't say Tickles.
You got the R, buddy. You got the Trickles.
Silly. Oh goodness, this is great. I'm just having so much fun with this conversation. Thank you, Kenny D, for the extra commentary for tonight's conversation. You really do lighten things up. But really check out Sam's Podbean, his episodes. They're like 30 minutes. They're not too long. And they're just you talking from the heart. And they're really fun.
There's some, though, I'm not going to lie. The variety hour depends. If you want an hour one, you can get one of those. If you want a 30-minute one, you can get one of those. If you want a 9-minute one, watch 102 and 103, Honesty versus Bluntness and My Way or the Highway. They're pretty short, but they're really good as well.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. Oh, I just had some questions and I can't really remember right now. Let's see. Talk about your podcast guests. I wanted to know more about some like your pod stories.
Okay.
Share some pod stories or your podcast and how long. Well, I know you talked about.
Okay. Sure. A lot of these guests have different stories. So Temple Grandin, probably my big one, actually emailed us. We talked to her a long time ago, and she didn't respond. So we thought, well, she ain't gonna do on. Well, next thing you know, couple weeks later, we get a call from her, and it's Temple Grandin speaking. And I was listening to music, and my mom had to run out and get me like, hey Sam, Temple Grandin's on. I'm like, okay, who's that? Because I never heard of her initially, but we learned about her, and I was told about her. We talked to her, very awesome lady, and just a mentor and a really good friend of mine, and just has changed the cattle world in so many ways you can think of. And you'll like this. Let me think. Your Saturday night, you'll like this one. I've had professional wrestler Mick Foley on the show, and I got to meet him through an A&C wrestling podcast. They helped me make this dream come true, but I've had others on the show. I've had Al Snow. He was through a local wrestling show. He was like their guest, and he volunteered to be on my show. Rob Van Dam, I literally just asked him through Facebook Messenger. And then Raven, I was also had the honor of having him. I also just asked his publicist. That's a lot of things I do, really just ask these celebrities through whatever social media it is. Facebook Messenger, Twitter, Instagram, a secret website, which I will not reveal. But if you can find it, I'll definitely, I'll tell you what, I'll give it, since I'm being nice today, I'll give it to you after. I'll give you, if you hang out with me afterwards, after the episode's done, I'll give you the website.
Wow, I love that anticipation. Little cliffhanger. Sam, you were a great guest. This is some great guest work right there, my friend. Congrats to that. I think you're just killing it. Foley. That's legend material there.
He's hardcore legend material. You got to get it right there, man. But yeah, I'll tell you, man, Foley is an amazing human being. Probably one of the most humble, if not the most humble celebrities out there. He uses his platform for good. I'll tell you this was kind of cool. He used his platform to help out with the without being a counselor for suicide.
Yeah.
For the people on suicide, and he helped out with the national sexual assault. He helped out the national sexual assault.
Yeah.
Alliance in some shape or form.
Wow, I didn't know that, but we might have to gather those resources and put that out there somewhere. That's incredible. That's great work. I've heard great things. So yeah, about Foley, and wow, I'm overwhelmed. So a little story, I guess I can relate. My dad really loved wrestling growing up. Like I remember him watching wrestling growing up, and I remember like Hulk Hogan and everyone, and I just that was very common in my household to have that playing in the background, and my dad like really enjoying the Monday night wrestling and stuff like that. So
yeah, that it still sticks with me to this day. I found I've at like much more of the. I just fell in love with it like any other boy. Actually, just switching through the channels because what was on was basically crap. I don't remember what it was, and there you go. Hit Monday Night Raw. Oh boy, it's amazing. And my parents thought I would stick out and I would just grow out. Nope, it stuck with me. It's still sticking with me. I got a lot of wrestling theme songs on my phone still because of that amazing music.
Yeah. Well, you might have a career ahead of you. You just don't know. You're still young and there's so much ahead of you, and you're just going to keep pursuing your goals like you have been. You're unstoppable.
Thank you. I ain't gonna let anything stop me now. I've been stopped too damn long in my life, basically, that I am done with that. I'm basically gonna continue on, and I'm kind of carving my own path, whether you're with me or against me or neutral. That's up to you.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's any creator. That's anybody that puts themselves out there with their opinions publicly like this. Me, you, other podcasters, other live streamers, authors, artists, musicians. I mean, when you're making these creations from your heart and your soul, right? Films, and like they can stir up a lot in other people. So we were
sorry to interrupt you. I just saw a comment.
Yeah.
One of my brothers is on the autism spectrum. He became a firefighter, and that seemed to make a huge difference in his life. Well, you're saying live, that's pretty awesome, brother, that he's a firefighter, but I'm just curious about what got him into firefighting. Has he ever asked you that? Or have you ever asked him that? Has he answered?
Very
because
cool.
That is really interesting.
Hero work right there.
That's hero work. And glad he's making a difference, man. I'm glad he's doing something good for the community.
Look, Sam. Hi, Diana. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Sam is amazing. Work Sam on guest work. I hope you get more. So yeah, you're going to be getting some more. I'm sure that you're going to pursue those dreams and those ambitions. I hope you can get The Rock as a guest. Oh, I love that comment, Diana. Yeah. I'm sure he's busy touring with, what's that new movie they're putting out with?
Black Adam.
What's it? What?
Black Adam and Super Pets are the only two I can think of that involve
Super
The Rock
Pets.
Right now.
It's the Super Pets. I've seen
Diane, he is a potential on I have a big Q guest list. He's a potential for another section that I'm gonna leave down in the future.
Yeah, there we go.
So we'll see what happens.
Now I need his name. I feel bad. I love that comedian. What's his name? Oh, I'm gonna have to look it up. We'll figure it out. Okay. Your Saturday night says Ultimate Warrior and Randy Savage posters on my walls as a kid. LOL. So true, right? Like strings hanging from like the biceps.
Yeah.
All that. I remember that.
Ultimate Warrior. Mine that's hanging from my wall right now is basically I don't remember which one's hanging from my wall, but I definitely got a couple hanging from my wall.
For sure. Oh my goodness, that is so funny. Okay, we're getting some answers. Oh, Black Adam is one of the top DC villains. Top favorite DC villains. LOL.
Oh, gosh. So, okay. I thought he was a good guy. I didn't realize he was a villain. That's new for me.
Oh, well, I guess we're learning. I did not know that either. Kevin Hart, thank you. He's so funny. I think Kevin Hart
He is. And actually, funny fact, he's another one on the queue.
So yeah, but they're busy because they're doing a lot of tours right now promoting their movie. So I don't know if you're going to be able to get The Rock right away. That's all.
Not right away, no. But also, what the hell?
Basically. Yeah, I love it. Go for it. Oh my goodness, shoot for the stars. Literally, like that's great. Let's see. Anybody else? Who else you got on your list that you're hoping for? Any other maybe some topics? Do you have any specific topics that you're going to be talking about? Coming up in your podcast?
I keep them very secret, but I can list some of the guests I'm hoping to have on in the future. I'm hoping to get Eminem on the show, Gordon Ramsay, and let's think of who else. Paul Stanley from Kiss, from the band.
You're going for it.
And some Britain's Got Talent contestants and some America's Got Talent contestants. And I gotta think of one more here.
No, that's good though. That's great.
And here's a couple. Nicole, I can't say her last name, so bear with me. Nicole Scherzinger, like very black hair. She's from Hawaii. And Nicki Minaj.
Oh, good luck. Good luck.
Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, I'm saying podcasting's not easy. So finding guests is not easy. So it's hard work and you're doing it. So good luck on that. We've just been having such a great conversation and talked about your TEDx. We talked about your podcast. I wondered if you're making a book now. And I guess we now found out that you're working on a children's book, which I think is great. So you're really got a lot of things going on and you're really young. Do you want to share your age?
Sure. I don't care. Well, actually, it kind of changed. It was at the time I was 19. This summer I turned 20. I think it was. Let me see.
Oh no, that's okay. I mean, but you're a young person, and so that's I'm so excited to have you as a guest that you can share what you're accomplishing so early on in your career. And I can share. Oh.
It was a couple. My birthday was.
Yeah. All right.
Had a nice. I didn't do much that day. I had a nice dinner, but it was really good. I had like wings, ribs, fried pickles, and fries. That Smokeworks in Bloomington. It's around Bloomington, Indiana. Eat at that place. That's a pretty good spot to eat at.
I've never been to Indiana. I didn't even realize it was Eastern time zone. And I was like, wow, I thought it was a different time zone. So what do I know? I guess is my point. All right.
Honestly,
Saturday Night says,
when it comes to
he is Shazam, Captain Marvel villain. Mid-90s, he started to become a hero. Oh, okay. Thank you for that. I didn't know. I don't really know too much about comics and stuff. What other stuff are you into? What other hobbies you got? What do you do for fun?
DC and Marvel Comics actually is one of them. Big fan of the heroes and the villains. Professional wrestling is one of them. But at certain adventures, I like to go to amusement parks, like to go zip lining, want to go skydiving, hopefully hop out of a plane. Bungee jumping, want to do that. As a lot of thriller adventures is what I like to do for fun, but then go out to eat at certain places. I do enjoy eating at Texas Roadhouse. I enjoy eating at steakhouses, trying new restaurants. It's definitely a good time when I do that. And then I guess
you also like to travel.
Like travel, like in Indiana travel, but travel outside of the not outside the United States. I won't go out there, but inside the states I'll go. I've been to Ohio a couple times, Cincinnati and Cleveland. I've been to Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, Tennessee, Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. Been to San Antonio, Cedar Point, Sandusky, and then I've actually been to Destin, Florida 3 times. That's probably one of our favorite places to go. I've been to Mississippi, DC once upon a time, Sarasota, Florida, and Richmond, Virginia. That was for my mom's birthday. I actually took her to the Edgar Allan Poe Museum. She's an English teacher and loves Edgar Allan Poe. So,
where's that museum at?
Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, I didn't know they had a museum. Now we know. How about that? Oh, goodness. Kenny says, I've skydived twice in my youth.
Oh, brother. I want to go so bad. The only problem is my mother and my father are chickens when it comes to height. I am the opposite.
That's great. That's so funny.
Oh, it's funny, too. I'll embarrass my mother even more. She's afraid of chickens.
Aww.
That's because there's a reason for that. Mm-hmm. My mother got chased by chickens as a child, so totally get it.
Oh, do you have a farm or do you live in just like a regular place? Do you have a farm? No, I didn't know if you have obviously you don't have chickens. Then I guess is what I'm getting at. Like, don't have chickens.
My grandmother has chickens and my grandfather has chickens. So you can imagine that still, but we like to. I used to help my dad. Still help him out with a hay farm every once in a while, but that's the farm work we do, and we do it for the community. And we make pretty good profits when it comes to it. Just selling hay and throwing hay bales, and I don't mind the work. I enjoy it, really. It's
good.
Kind of a fun workout for me.
Yeah, I enjoy working out, so, I don't mind physical work, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't mind.
I don't mind physical work if it's not in the gym. The gym's boring for me. Like, hands down, like, I'm like, I already see
not your place.
That's my thought. But I like to work outside, like jog outside, take a swim in our neighbor's pool.
Yeah, great. I think that's healthy, right? Like, I think that's good. And we can talk a little bit more about autism and like, do you find that that's helpful for you? Like to be in that space outside and in nature, grounding?
Oh yeah, I love the outdoors and nature, man. I enjoy them 20. I enjoy it to a T, man. I mean, I enjoy nature. I love just sitting on the hammock, playing and putting the headphones on, listening to music. it's a that's honestly a perfect day, and honestly, the fresh outdoors gives me a place to think. Wait on to hear yip yip
Great.
yip 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 24/7.
Oh, well, it's not easy being a young adult, so it's all right. You still have your parents to help, guide you. So it'll be all right. But I do enjoy nature, and I think part of that book reflecting on nature is really great. And I think that's healing for anybody with any issues, like really just trying to find the time to be outside or in the quiet or in whatever's comforting to them, just away from extra stressors of hustle and bustle and those overwhelming sensations that we have to, be careful about.
Oh yeah, they're definitely overwhelming, but hey, if I can get through them, someone can. Someone else can probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Um let's see. What else do you want to talk about? Is there anything else
Well,
that's
if any of
going
if
on
any,
coming up?
if well, let's see what's coming up here, and dun, 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 dun. Well, I mean, I'm going to. I told you, I actually through one of my guests, I going to Pompano. I'm actually going to do my first school, like not like big school, but I spoke to my mother's classroom before, but like different type of school ordeal.
Mhm.
It's a charter school, and that will be my first school doing.
What do you want to study?
Um, well, I'm in college right now. I'm studying business administration, but
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I'm hopefully transferring to Vincennes, Indiana, for either media or entrepreneurship.
Cool. You see yourself doing that for a while then?
Yeah,
Like working on
I
the
started
business.
early. I
Yeah.
started early, man. So I'm why would I stop?
What do you want to do? What do you want to see for your nonprofit? Like, what missions is the goals do you have? What visions do you have? I guess is a more appropriate word.
Well,
What visions do you have for your 501c3 in your business?
well, we definitely hope to make more events out of the nonprofit. We hope to work with more charities, help out in any way we can, and just do good for the world and do good for the community and do good for anyone and have fun while trying to get rid of the negative stigma off of autism.
Yes. I'm so glad you brought that up. Because that's really like the fundamental work that you do is overcoming and breaking those stigmas that people have.
Yes, correct. And it's not, but the good part is what I like, I include it for everything. So while the main topic is autism, it's not really just autism, it's the mental health
Right.
world. It's for anxiety, depression, OCD, Tourette's, any disease out there that may be affected by the eye, nose, mouth. If you're deaf or you're blind, it's for anyone. For some and anyone who may not have mental health issues, it's for anyone honestly who just needs some hope in their life right now.
All right. Great. I'm sure that it's going to help a lot of people. Like, you just continue to, with the work that you're doing. And, I'm sure it'll continue to grow into what it's supposed to be, if that makes sense.
It's growing every day. I
It
mean,
takes
there's a
its own
lot of
form, right?
yeah,
It takes its
there's
own
a lot
life.
of opportunities that will hopefully come to me in the near future.
Good. Good, good, good. Um, how do you stay structured and organized?
The way I say structure and organize is basically have my own like routine and change it up if I need to. But I also just say structured and organized by thinking about what the day will be like and not expecting anything really. Just be like, oh, okay, cool. I didn't expect it. Cool, let's go do it.
Okay, not no expectations. I like that.
Pretty much.
Those expectations can be a real downfall, huh? They can make us angry if we don't achieve that expectation.
Yeah, they're a pain in the butt.
Yeah. And do you have some helpful tips for people? Any tips
Well,
that you come to mind that you want to share about anything particular, whether it's communication or expression or understanding or overcoming like any biases for autism or stereotypes or
well, I guess when it
discrimination?
comes to the biases, is don't hear what you think you're hearing. It's partially not true. Just because we're autistic doesn't mean we're gonna go be something awful, like a bank robber or anything like that. That's not going to happen. But I would probably say some advice I would have is go for it, honestly. If you think make it, then make it. And if you want to build your own empire, sort of build it. But if it's something similar, make your own twist to it. And finally, if the road be nice and not be stupid, I think we along. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I love it. Those are some great ones. Wow. You really had some good ones to share. I love it. This is so great. I'm gonna have to go back and take those show notes, as they say, right, about your tips, and bringing and getting past the awareness, but really accepting, right? Like, yeah, we're aware, but let's really accept. What's acceptance mean to you? How do you describe like acceptance?
So acceptance for me means that I basically am not really have to be liked, but just respected.
Yeah, absolutely. So respecting one another really is fundamental.
Yeah, you don't have to like me, but I command respect.
Okay. Okay. And what about for others, like accepting others, or how can we be more compassionate and understanding of others that have autism, or neurodiverse?
Well, first tip on that is basically you don't know who they are until you talk to them.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. And I love how you said in your TEDx, like, if you've never met anyone with autism, like now you know one. Me. Um, and so it's just becoming more increasingly part of our population, like more people, like, so it's important to just be understanding and aware, like, it's okay. Don't try to get past these stigmas, try to get past these biases or the assumptions that people may have.
Right. That's what it basically is. There are too much assumptions going on that you don't need to be.
How does that make you feel?
I mean, at the same time, it's kind of devastating that there's assumptions about
Yeah,
autism.
me too.
And
It makes
I
me
can't go
angry.
complain about it 24/7. So obviously, you guess that's why I'm here. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, you're doing a great job, by the way. I mean, you're really out there doing a lot of great work, and you started early in your life, and so got a long way ahead of you. And I think what's important is you also have a supportive family. Can we talk a little bit about family support and, you know, um, like
Yeah,
how
we
that's
have a
helped you?
very supportive family. I mean, we've been through hard times, obviously. I think every family has,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I mean, I have great grandmothers and great grandfathers and wonderful uncles who show their loyalty and
yeah,
respect for me, and that's all I can really ask for.
yeah. I think it's also, yeah, important, like to show appreciation and gratitude, right? I always like to say showing appreciation and gratitude. So, because our lives are so much easier when we have supportive family.
It really is.
Yeah.
It makes it hard
Yeah.
when you don't, but one
Yeah.
person, if you can find one person that can support you, I think you're all right.
Yeah. You know what? I've said that one person, right? Like, and I think we talk about that in different types of diagnoses and situations where, loneliness can be so hard, isolation that we feel, depending on, what you have to go through, whether it's a physical isolation or not. But it's still like all those feelings, like the depression you talked about earlier, the anxiety. There's so many other different components to it. And, just being, again, compassionate or understanding of others, like, and not imposing, just, like you should behave this way or you should be this way, or, because you are your own person, and, different is awesome. I think diversity is needed, and it's important to hear other people's perspectives and opinions and how they would do things or how they would figure it out.
Yeah, it is awesome. I think when you combine two brains, I think it makes a super machine if you think about it.
Yeah. I love that. Isn't that great? I think that's like, oof, super machine. Show each other consideration. I know. We talk a lot about that. I think when it comes to any type of disability or diagnosis or chronic illness, it's always one of those fundamental principles that you want to practice to be a better human.
Honestly, at this point, yes.
I like that. Respect one another. Yeah. So, all right, Sam, we're going to start wrapping it up because we've been going at it for a good 50 minutes. And, told you we'd be hanging for about an hour. But, Podfest was really great. And did you get those little cards at Podfest? Did you get these cards? The questions, the decks, the deck of cards?
I didn't get that. I didn't see them, but two, I probably wouldn't want it because I had to come up with my own questions.
All right. Well, I got a couple questions and I'd like to ask them. So I'm going to ask you one and kind of put you on the spot if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Let me see which one I like. Where do you like to go to blow off some steam?
Probably blow off steam would be anywhere that is fun and basically anywhere that has food in it. Or on
really?
it, or wherever it is.
All right, I'm gonna ask you another question. This is a name-related question. Does your name have a special or significant meaning, and if so, what?
Let's Google that.
Do you know what Sam means?
Let's Google that. See if it's Sam.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you knew the name of, or if your mom had said why she named you Sam, or is Sam. So I don't have to really ask, but I thought that was funny. A good question to ask you.
I guess the name Sam is of Heraboo, origin, and is often used as a nickname for Samuel. It means include told by God and God hears.
Ah.
So add some Christianity to it. Little did I know that.
Oh, well, now we learned something new together tonight.
Yep.
Okay, this is a good question. What's one thing that you would be really disappointed if you never get to experience? And I think you already answered this, but I'll let you maybe give me.
I would be honestly disappointed if I can live my life the way I would want to, within the limitations, obviously. But that's it.
Wow, that was a great answer. That was deep. That was a good answer.
Thank you.
We're gonna clip that.
Okay.
All right, my friend. I think that's it. That were some fun questions from this little pod interview deck from Podfest. And have you got to meet a lot of people when you went there? You've done
my bag was so full that I had to jam stuff in and like get in there.
Well, I'm glad you made it back home safe.
I did make it home back safe, thankfully. And I guess the cool part there was if you were on Saturday, they had Forbes Riley there. If you remember, I had the privilege of talking to her because of Podfest, so that was kind of cool.
All right. Awesome. All right. So last question, final note. Why should people contact you? How can people contact you?
Well,
do they want to be on your?
I'm going to leave that up to you, and from my personal opinion, why you should contact me is it's to change. We could be on this mission together, on this movement, even of getting rid of this negative stigma off of autism. But also, I can really speak about entrepreneurship, autism, disabilities. Basically, I can fit my story into your story some way. Look at Owensburg Auto. They have nothing to do with autistic cars. Yet they're a sponsor of mine.
Wow. Boom. Right there. Mic drop. That was great. All right, my friend. I guess we're going to close it out. We're going to say thank you for everyone that came by. Best mod ever. Thank you, your Saturday night. Thank you, Kenny, for stopping by. Thank you, Diana. Thank you. Oh my God, I'm trying to look. Josiah that came by and said hello to you. Anthony came by and asked a question. We had many. Rosemary also stopped by and salty at the beginning. So we had a few people come by and say hi and check in with us. So Sam, thank you for your time. And I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me and just sharing your experience.
And if anyone wants to contact me on info@autismrocksandrolls.com, you're more than happy to.
All right, my friend, let's give it a wave and say good night. All right, everybody, good night.